Zambia has in the past few years been experiencing diverse impacts of climate change. Some other effects include frequent and severe droughts, occasional dry spells, flash floods, and increased temperatures, especially in valley areas. These have affected natural resources and resulted into reduced food production, thereby making people and animals prone to starvation. Thus, planning for adaptation and implementation of climate change resilience projects in all parts of the country is critical in order to safeguard livelihoods, raise agricultural production, and boost food security. Hence, government, through the Pilot Program for Climate Resilience (PPCR), under the Directorate of Development Planning at the Ministry of National Development Planning, is with support from corporate and partners implementing climate resilience programs in the country to mitigate climate change effects. The development objective of the PPCR is also to strengthen the country's institutional framework for climate resilience and improve the adaptive capacity of vulnerable communities in the Basin and Kafue sub-basins. Therefore, PPCR with Climate Investment Fund and African Development Bank undertook a 2-day visit to Iteji and Mumba districts in Central Province to appreciate some of the programs running under the Strengthening Climate Resilience in the Kafue sub-basin Skrika project, among them being the solar boreholes, goat rearing, agriculture, and the Kalomo Dundumwezi Road. Mumba district was the first on the agenda. The team made its first stop at Tusekelele Women's Club in Shamenda village, which has been empowered with a solar-powered borehole and a piggery.
The whole essence of these projects, as you are aware, is to mitigate on the climate effects that are being caused by our people. So to have these projects, it will mean a lot of people within this surrounding, they will be very busy looking after these animals and also doing the gardening, hence having no time to cut down the trees, which is bringing the climate change that is affecting us.
Had it not been for this project this year, the level of desperation for drinking water, for watering livestock would have been very high for our people. But even now, you hear from the beneficiaries here, this particular bore is catering for over 100 households currently, because it's also catering for neighboring villages. So every day here it's a hive of activity, cattle and people coming to draw water. So don't think we don't appreciate what we've been given, but when we say if there is any additional assistance that can come our way, we've only done 2 wards out of 19 here in Mumbwa. You gave us an approval to do another ward where we are completing 8 bores currently, but we still have 16 wards that haven't been touched.
Headman Henry Shamenda and Faith Shamenda are members of Tusekelele Women's Club.
Ndipa kurumba maningi so kambongombe hiranywa kupongo turanywa so hinyida hafi so tolipengeda gambo twali kupompa bya guhi so ndipa kurumba maninga ungurubehi turarumba oragabeta munatupa turarumba
kurumba kangogo mutorere kuyo abantu bari.
The next stop was at Mkangala project in Shachishimba village. The community here has also been given a solar-powered borehole and are now into irrigation.
Ihora tiagaliwa gabo tukumwaga ono taguni twatebula gabo twambe ya kulinzara in short. So go project twabona Rwanda no rwagamba uti gambo gamenda tulago yakujana jimwe kintu cyo tuwita benefit.
In Pombo village, the Evergreen Club is equally enjoying the benefits of having a solar-powered borehole, as the community can now grow tomatoes and vegetables. The club has also ventured in other economic activities such as rearing of sheep.
Mu club I think tulihubiddeko mbelele twakapegwa hili 20 female there akabola hili 19 then bulu womungu wa 20 but yomwimpu yakahwa ku diarrhea so ije day 19 but ali mujolwe imu yakahalawa last month so kana kajisibo 1 month then umenda kuba katupa eboho nga tulalimako yishumbuli mwabona tomato then amapopwe
tolumba maningi boti kwambiwo bati mwamba kale bihinjinji bamba kale bensuma aba ya nkani mbuli nkani yango mbili oxide imina ngombe ogweya ngombe ese maziba kende kwenda mihinjumira ogweya kunwa menda so ano maziba yanyuma menda aho ahi so ngombe ese mibiri mibo tumba akulibo tolumba maningi.
The team ended its tour of some other Skrika projects in Mumba district with a call from the district commissioner to have more projects in the area in order to increase the number of beneficiaries.
You have seen the projects that we have talked about. There are many, and we want to ask if there can be more that can be given to our district. We are ready. We have a working team that can deliver to expectations. We are so thankful for this visit. It should not end here.
The team then traveled to Itezhi district to check on the 247 kilometers long Kalomo-Dundumwezi Climate Resilience Road.
I want to emphasize the fact that there's a big difference between this footpath and this road. So this is where we are coming from for the information of the people from the bank. You can see the difference. It was just a bush track all the way from Gom up to where we are. Then here we turned to the left. This is still on link 2. You will notice that we put this road on a watershed. The water here would drain this side and this either side of the road. We chose this particular alignment because it offered advantages in terms of drainage, minimizing the number of drainage structures on the road, the amounts of cuts and fills. So that's why we chose this alignment.
So the livestock, the movement of livestock from southern province to central province, it serves as a shorter route than going through Lusaka, then connect there. So even to the next market, the Congo DRC for export, it serves as a shortcut.
There's an average of about 1.8 meters in a stretch of 2 kilometers. And you see there are 5 crossings, 1.5 meters by 1.5 portal frames.
Double.
Yeah, double channels. These locations were not arrived through guesswork. We determined these lowest positions using GPS. So we were shown the lowest points from the GPS. Then we said, oh, here we need a culvert, here we need a channel, double channel, single channel. So the important thing here, in order for us to meet the climate resilience, was to raise the road.
So it has passed one rain season now. Mm-hmm. So we are facing to the second one. Yeah. Again, as our client said, the RDA said, as a team still on site, and even link 4 there, towards Pontoon there. My team is currently working there to maintain the roads.
When the maintenance phase on this contract ends, we will engage another contractor to continue with routine maintenance. We as RDA, we supervise directly those contractors with our regional offices. So in this case, this is it's managed by both southern and central province. There's a section for link 3 and 4 in Tezhi. It's managed by central region, and we have this section link 1 and 2 up to Kalomo, managed by southern province. So we engage routine maintenance contractors, lower grade. Usually it's for the local contractors.
After having a clear understanding of the works and progress of the Kaloma-Dudumwezi Road, the team met with Iteji District Commissioner where discussions on the Skrika project were held.
Zambia, through the Ministry of National Development Plan, it was imperative that what are the lessons that we made as a nation in implementing the PPCLM? Because it was a pilot, so what does that mean for the country? So it's been, from the lessons, it has told us that we need to rethink our business as government, we need to rethink our business as private sector, we need to rethink the way we organize ourselves. If we are to be more successful, if climate change is not going to bring for us now, we are looking at scale, sustainability, how innovative can we be? That is what we had. But for colleagues who traveled from Washington and also from ADB who are rarely here, it was important that we take a snapshot of a few areas because they don't have the time to go everywhere we are, wherever we've left our footprint, to see that. And a climate resilient road was picked as one of the sites they needed to see because this is a landmark for the country. It's informing government how are we going to do our roads from now going forward in the face of climate change.
As climate change advances upon us, this building of the road and climate resilient mechanisms is quite a great example of adapting to the circumstances and planning for the future, as well as the community development projects that are helping to strengthen resilience for vulnerable populations.
Before the road, the Link 4, we really had serious problems to take the inputs to our beloved farmers. I would want to give you one practical example. Within Iteji, there is a Mbila area which is the bread basket for Iteji, and that is at a distance of 70 kilometers. So we are able to go there during dry season and cover a distance of 70 kilometers. But when it rains, we would go through Lusaka. From Lusaka, we go to Choma. From Choma, then we could cover 1,000 kilometers. So this time around, it is just a stone throw. We are there, and we have seen that the farmers are able to receive their farming input and also transport their livestock to the Copper Belt and to the other markets of the country.
And before departure to Lusaka, both government and cooperating partners expressed satisfaction on how the projects have so far been implemented in the two districts.
So far, the projects that we've seen seem to be working very well. The projects seems to have picked up pace. In Mumbai, we saw some of the projects to do with boreholes, and I think those boreholes are indeed providing safe and clean water to the people, and that is one of the aspirations that government has in terms of implementing the South National Development Plan under Pillar 4. We want to have clean water and sanitation. Coming on here, I think the focus was mainly on the road. Definitely you can see that the road is there. It's of a very good standard. You can do very reasonable speed. Although we didn't find too much traffic, we saw a lot of, I think, tourists coming onto the road. The council chairperson did say that it now takes 3.5 hours to drive from Itestezi into Livingstone, which I think is very remarkable.
Basin has done so much. They have constructed roads to link the producers to the market and the farmers to the market. But I think there's a lot of things to do in the future, like this one where we're standing here at the end of Link 4, and they want to build a bridge here, to construct a bridge that will link this area to Namwala, and the bridge will actually improve economic growth in the country, spare a lot of productivity and livelihood for the people. So it's a big challenge, but I think it's a challenge that can be turned into a big opportunity. We are seeing that the communities are in the driver's seat, so they identify the issues, they identify the problems and the challenges, but they are also the one who identify the solutions, and that's the beauty of this program. They were able to mobilize the community to think about how they can address poverty and climate change challenges.
The Vanga pontoon links Iteji to Namwala district. On its way back to Lusaka, the team used the Itezu-Teji-Namwala Road via the Vanga pontoon. This road was not part of the Skrika project, although its current state needs attention. The bird stretch is only 12 kilometers long, but it takes about 45 minutes to reach the Namwala Central Business District. Should the road be worked on, the time spent to cover the distance between Namwala and Itezu-Teji districts will considerably reduce. And so, the team used the Namwala-Itezu-Teji road in order for the cooperating partners to have a feel of the comfort and safety on the newly worked-on Kalomo-Dundumwezi road and experience the discomfort of the bad Namwala-Itezu-Teji stretch. To demonstrate government's commitment to the implementation of climate resilience programs, and having roads that can stand the test of time, President Edgar Lungu recently commissioned the Kalomo-Dundumwezi Ngoma-Itezu-Teji road.
The road we are commissioning today, the Kalomo-Dundumwezi Ngoma-Itezu-Teji road, has been constructed and rehabilitated using the revised construction guidelines, making it the first ever climate resilient gravel road in the country. Climate resilient road, it is expected to withstand changing climatic conditions. This is a model road which will be replicated in other parts of the country, particularly in rural areas, due to its cost effectiveness compared to the traditional methods of road construction.
This all-weather road covers a stretch of 247 kilometers, translating into $78,500 per kilometer. The road meets climate resilience standards at the lowest rates per kilometer. If this model is replicated in other parts of the country, we will further advance your agenda of opening rural areas.
This road is a gateway to the country as far as the southern route is concerned, because very soon again we will invite you to open or commission by next year June the Kazumbura Bridge. Your Excellency, the works that you are doing in this province are enormous.
The cooperating partners were present to witness the commissioning of the road.
By the end of the project in 2021, it is expected that 1,200 micro projects would have been completed and would benefit 800,000 people. As we witness the successful launch of this 248 kilometers road, constructed in accordance with climate resilient design codes, we note that the road provides a model for possible replication in Zambia. The bank wishes to advise your government to consider replicating this model countrywide. The bank remains ready to support your government in mobilizing these resources.